Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to 12 Reacts. My name is Ed. Hey, this channel, we analyze police pursuits. We even actually look at the cars that are involved in the police pursuits. So today we're going to be looking at a police pursuit involving, of course, Florida Highway Patrol, and we're going to be watching them pursue a Camaro. All right, so there's different types of Camaros. It doesn't really say what kind of Camaro it is. So we have a Camaro here. This is a ZL1 Camaro. This is one of the big boys. All right, so the ZL1 1LE is the fastest of them all, and this would be the regular ZL1. Now we're just going to go by the SS. Okay, because there's a lot more SS Camaros out there that people have access to. They're a little bit more affordable for people to have. All right, so we look at this SS. Let me give you some specs on this. All right, so the SS has 455 horsepower. All right, but when we look at the police vehicle, we're actually going to be looking at the Dodge. Now, I do have an Explorer here, which Florida Highway Patrol does use, but they also use the Dodge Chargers. Now, the Dodge Chargers has 370 horsepower. It's a 5.7, a big V8, but when it comes to dealing with a SS Camaro, they just don't hold up to the speed. Now, this is going to come to an end, but you're going to see how this pursuit is going to come up to an end. It's not going to come up to an end because they were able to keep up with the car. All right, so let's just check and see what's getting ready to happen. Let's see how the Florida Highway Patrol handles this pursuit with this Camaro. All right, here we go. Okay, Polk County, this was this year. We want to appreciate Scoop and them for their videos that they get out. Hey, they get a lot of great videos out, which I've said previously. It is hard to obtain video footage, but they are able to get a lot. And so that's why we like to use Scooper, State Boys, and all those guys, because they are able to get the footage that it takes. But we're going to analyze this and see how this is going to go. All right, so we see the Camaro up front. Here we go. So this looks like this Camaro is around a 2022, 2023. You can tell that by the tail lights. Look how it pulls away from the Charger. So again, we have to be looking like at a SS, maybe even a ZL1. I mean, watch how it gets away. Okay, look at this trooper. He does a great job slowing down at the intersections. Even though it's costing him distance, he still slows down at the intersection. I can tell you that Camaro driver, he doesn't know how to use the power of that car. Great job, officer. Coming to a stop in a pursuit now. You got to appreciate an officer like that. He's level-headed. Came to a stop. Wow, still coming to a stop. I mean, the car's not even in sight from our vantage point. There he is. Wow. Wow. Look, people just sit there. I mean, scoot up a little bit or get over a little bit for the officer. Look at that, 3 of them after him now. See, that's what happens when you run lights.
There's other units there. I see them. I don't know it. We're still north. I believe the primary north door thing is. Yeah, but 1221 1235, sorry, man. We got 3 people injured.
Wow. 3 people injured.
Kathleen and George Jenkins. Kathleen, George Jenkins. Yeah, but we need EMS times 3. That's where we want to go.
All right, as you can see, there's a lot of things that was going on in that video. Again, that Camaro had the power to go off and eat them. Again, a lot of times these guys get off into these streets and they think that they can be nimble enough to get away from the police, but most times that's not how it happens. Most time, if you're going to leave a police agency, these guys are going to do it on the interstate just simply because the vehicles can't keep up. But if you're dealing with a state police organization like Florida Highway Patrol, I mean, they're all around everywhere. I go to Florida all the time and you see them everywhere. So it's not like dealing with a state that is more rural and you're rarely going to run into a state trooper. I mean, when you're dealing with Florida, you're dealing with a lot of state troopers down there, a lot of Florida Highway Patrol. So, but let me tell you this, that officer was a really good pursuit officer. And I'll tell you why. If you notice, each one of those intersections that he came up to, stop signs, he made a stop. Red light, he made a stop. That is a good officer. Why? Because he's watching out for people. Now, if you watch some of my videos that I've done previously, you hear me talk about all the time, officers that are blowing through red lights at 100 mile an hour. All it takes is somebody who is not paying attention to pull out in front of you, just like this Camaro did. Had the officers not been paying attention and blown through the intersection like that Camaro did, that would have been them doing that. So that's why it's so important to pay attention during pursuits. You always look out for the safety of the public. And so if you lose the guy, you just lose him. You know, it's okay. You're going to find him again, especially if you've got his plates. So anyway, I just wanted to talk about that with that officer. I wanted to commend that trooper for the work that he did. And he pushed that Dodge Charger. It was hard for that Dodge Charger to keep up. That's how I know it's not a V6 Camaro. V6 Camaro can't do that. It can't pull away from a Dodge Charger like that, all right? So when we think about the scheme of things, there was one time in which it looked like he lost the guy, because he was stopping at the stop signs, and it looks like he lost it, but he was able to see the ends of that vehicle. Every time that vehicle made a turn, he was able to see it a little bit. And I think, you know, some of it may just been a good choice of turning at a certain time for the officer, but clearly he did an awesome job. And so the other officers got involved at that time. So, but one last thing that I want to talk about, and, you know, a lot of times, you know, emotions run high as a police officer. When you're in a pursuit, when you finally get the car stopped, emotions run so high. As you can see, the guy didn't open up the door. They broke the window out, opened the door, and they drug him out. And it appeared, I don't know if it was the guy, of course the guy's leg was hurt. With an impact like that, I'm pretty sure he may have even had a broken leg. But when they drug him out of the car and they were all on top of him, you have to keep your professionalism during that, because it doesn't look good when you go to court. Okay, it just doesn't look good. So we always want, officers always want to be on the professional side, so that when it does go to court and they play the pursuit, if you're before a jury, they get to see the professionalism of the officer, and they'll be like, man, that officer, he stopped at every stop sign, man. He got that guy out of the car. You know, he wasn't overboard. He got the guy out of the car, even though the guy was maybe fighting him a little bit. He got the guy out and he wasn't overboard with him. So those are the things that you want to look for. And that's a sign of a good officer. I'm not saying everybody else is bad. I'm just saying what this officer did, man, he was A1. So kudos to Florida Highway Patrol and stopping this vehicle and staying on top of it. These cars are fast, y'all. But the thing you got to think about is these police officers, they drive those cars for a minimum of 8 to 10 hours a day, and they drive those roads for 8 to 10 hours a day. They know those roads like they know how their car is going to set up in a curve. They know what their car is going to do if they remain under control. When an officer is out of control, he pushes the car to the limit, and a lot of times that car can't do what that officer is wanting to do. But if you stay in control, this is a type of thing that happens. All right. Hey, you all take care. I'll see you on the next video. Hey, subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment. I appreciate it very much. I'll see you on the next video. All right. Bye-bye.